Alrighty, guys, game number 4 between Final Ownage Elite and Overdose. Now, after the unfortunate disconnect and inability to reconnect to BattleNet, OD did have to forfeit that game number 3 to give Final Ownage Elite that 3-0 lead. So, unfortunately, that kind of stuff happens, and there's really nothing we can do about it. We gave him a nice wait period, and unfortunately, he didn't reconnect, so you know, there's nothing we can do. So, unfortunately, that does leave OD in a 3-0 deficit, where Spongehead wasn't really looking that bad, but I won't dwell too much on that game as we are hopping into Habitation Station ZVP. And we're here, and up here in the top left side of the map, Habitation Station, the man that remains undefeated, the reigning champion, going up against another Protoss. He's shown his ZVP prowess in 2 of the 3 games he's played. Let's see if he can go ahead and keep it up. We have, for Final Ownage Elite, the green Zerg player, Taijie. And up here in the top right, the newest challenger into the arena, gonna go ahead and try to clean up the Zerg mess that OD is currently finding themselves against. For Overdose, the blue Protoss, it's Larkhart. Alright, again, Taijie, doing the same old opening build. Extractor Trick into a little bit later Overlord into decently fast 3 drones. Not a terrible build, honestly. It's personal preference. Do I build an Overlord on 9? Do I build an Overlord on 10? I'm not sure. But again, it seems to be his build, and that's what he likes to stick with. So Larkhart here going for Pylon in base, not going to commit to a Forge Fast Expander, anything of that nature, and going to go ahead and for a Gateway. I'm going to go ahead and go for that Gateway. So, funny fact about Larkhart and I, we weren't in the same clan for a while, and back when we were both in Gold, we played each other, I think, twice on Ladder. And those are always fun games. Again, they were back in Gold League, and it's been a couple years. About a year and a half since I've played Larkhart. So I don't really know his style too much anymore, as he is Diamond. But that's just kind of an interesting fact. So again, Taijie in his ZVP style of normality, going for that 15 pool. Perfectly standard. This is something he's done versus every Protoss he's played tonight, and we're going to have to see if Larkhart's able to hold what Taijie does. Now, Taijie plays a very reactionary style by the looks of things. He likes to play Ling Hydra if he feels like he's going to get an all-in, or it's a very all-in type map. He will play Roaches if he gets early attacked, and then go Ling Roach into some kind of a push, and then usually a transition with those mutas. So those mutas are definitely his staple transition out of Roach Hydra or Ling Hydra, depending on what he's playing. So Larkhart, that's something we're going to have to see if he reacts to, if it even goes to that stage, which of course Taijie's always going to go Ling Hydra into Muta, because that's what he's been playing pretty much versus every Protoss. And the reason it's so hard for Protoss to really hold something like that is there's Hydras on the map. What's really good against Hydras? Colossi or Templar. Now, Templar is probably the most optimal way to deal with Ling Hydra Muta, as Storm is super good versus all of those units. The problem is, it's Ling Hydra, you want that fast splash damage, you don't have a Twilight Council, you're not doing an early Blink play, instead you're doing a Stargate into a Robo, so then you're kind of forced to throw down the Robotics Bay to those Colossi, and then the mutas swoop in, and unfortunately Colossi don't shoot up, so then you've got to have like Blink Stalkers and a massive upgrade advantage and really good, good Blink Micro to really hold off any form of mutas. And that's really why it's so hard for Protoss to hold off this kind of Ling Hydra or Roach Hydra into muta style. So that's my take on it anyway. We've got Taijie taking that 3rd base here at 5-15, so he's expanding linearly again instead of taking that early gold to really throw his economy into overdrive for those Lings and Roaches. So Slanging, go ahead and tab out here. So we get a little bit of lag from him. We know what's... Oh, okay, never mind. He goes ahead and leaves the game. Really, really well mannered there by Slangen. But we've got this probe down here on Larkhart's, or on Taijie's side of the map from Larkhart, actually confirming the presence of this third base here. So Larkhart knows that there's a third base, and he knows there's two to four lanes most likely. The probe does die, but again, he does get the confirmation of this third. Yes, okay, so he's seen it. He's seen the natural, and he's seen the 15 pool. So he knows pretty much everything that's going on in Taijie's side of the map now. And Larkhart actually producing an Immortal first, and Taijie has seen this robotics facility. Unfortunately, the Overlord isn't quite close enough to see what's going to be able to pop out of this. But Larkhart's got it rallied. Ooh, I was about to say he's got it rallied in such a way where if it pops out, the Overlord's going to see it. So I think he's looking to do a very early 2 Immortal Warp Prism drop to try to kill off any buildings that Taijie decides to make. There's its second Immortal. There's really no more gateways on the way, and Larkhart's fully walled. Well, I would say fully walled. With the Zealot, he is fully walled. There's no more gates going down, except this one at the natural to create that foot wall with the Zealot. There's a little bit of lag going on. I'm not sure what that was all about, but hey, it spikes every now and then. What are you going to do? Lair on the way now for Taijie, so looking to go for those Hydras by the looks of things. And if Larkhart does what I think he's going to do, which it looks like he is, got that second Immortal just now, finishing Warp Prism on the way now as well. If Taijie goes Hydras, this is going to get shut down pretty hard, and this is going to be a make or break moment for Larkhart. If he gets in and is able to do a decent amount of damage, great, it's done its job. But if it gets in and it gets shut down and both Immortals die, if you look at the cost of Immortals, it's 250 minerals and 100 gas. So that leaves him at 500 minerals and 200 gas for the Immortals alone, plus the other 200 for the Warp Prism. That's a grand total of 700 minerals and 200 gas that Larkhart does risk losing here with this kind of attack. And it looks like we've got 4 more gates on the way for Larkhart, so this could easily be an Immortal Sentry transition, and he's going to go towards the third, an Evolution Chamber, and there's that Hydralisk Den again here for Taijie, so really favoring that Ling Hydra style. This is a style I love versus Protoss as well. Very, very mobile. It does a lot of damage, and it's very speedy as well. So it's very counterattack oriented, where if you feel like you can't take on an army, you kind of counterattack and you see what you can do. But Taijie is completely prepared for this by Larkhart. He's not taking any chances. He's saying, "You're prepared? Cool, I'll just run away with my Warp Prism and see if I can't do anything." But Taijie, again, is completely prepared. Everything that every Protoss has done so far in this entire clan war has been scouted and has been reacted to in the most optimal way. And that's something Taijie has done this entire time, and it's something that makes him a really scary player. When you get a Zerg player that can do something like that, it's really, really, really scary. You get a Zerg that reacts, that's able to scout well, that's able to scout on time, and is able to make the best reads really with what limited scouting information he's given. And again, I think that's what makes Taijie so scary, is he plays the same style every single time, but he plays it so well and is able to react to whatever he sees from his Protoss opponents. So that's really what makes him scary. And this Warp Prism is got a little bit of hull damage on it. It's regenerating its shields now, but Taijie sees this a mile away. Going to drop the 2 Immortals is Larkhart, and he's going to go to have to pick these guys up. But the Warp Prism may fall now as well, and it is. And there's that 700 minerals and 200 gas loss that I was talking to you guys about earlier. And what does Larkhart have back home? 6 Zealots and 3 Sentries, and the counterattack from Taijie may just as well kill him. And Larkhart actually complaining about lag here, which is very unfortunate. And again, there's that Spire from Taijie. It's going to be his staple, and Taijie can come up here, snipe this Forge out by the looks of things, may be able to get the Militia Core as well. He does. And there's no force fields coming down from Larkhart at all. Larkhart's, all of his Sentries going to fall here. All the Zealots going to fall. This Photon Overcharge doing a ton of damage, but this Forge is going to fall. A little bit of lag there. Pylon going to fall as well. And this is going to be the nail in the coffin here for Larkhart. I don't see how he can make anything to hold this off. Yes, the Photon Overcharge is a good defensive tool, but GG calls Larkhart. Taijie, this style he plays it so well and so solidly. He's just stomping every Protoss. Every Protoss that comes into the arena to fight Taijie is just... they're just not able to take him down. And again, you see the strength of that Ling Hydra into Muta style. The standard, there's 3 openings for Protoss. There's early DTs, there's early Robo, and there's early Stargate. What's really good against Stargate? Hydras, right? Yeah, they're kind of bad versus Phoenixes, but at the end of the day, they're still really good, right? What's the best defense versus an Immortal Sentry all-in? Ling Hydra. Now, again, the counter to Ling Hydra does pop out of that robotics facility once the robotics bay is completed, but by that time, it's starting to feel comfortable and it's got about 2 to 3 Colossi, Taijie's already got Mutas pretty much on the field. And he's going to make a big attack. He's going to snipe the Colossi with the Mutas. He's going to kill them all. And what's going to be left is gateway units and maybe a couple of mortals, which is really bad versus Ling Hydra Muta. And there's no way the Protoss is able to deal with it. So that's really what makes that so strong. And Taijie, man, he's on the verge of an all-kill here with the 4-0 lead to final ownage elite. So we're going to have to see if he's able to close it out with this final win. So hopefully be back with you guys once the next game starts up.